All right. Week 9 recap. We 6-3 after 9 weeks. More than half the season is gone now already. And once again, we look amazing on offense. I don't have any complaints about this game. Okay? I'm going to say a lot of things here that are going to be positive. But it's all going to lead me up to my point. So let's start out with the offense looking great. It's looked great all year. That hasn't been the issue. The issue has been the defense, which for once looks like it might be fixed. Now, is this a long-term or short-term fix? We don't know. Only next week will show us if Zach Orr has and the coaching staff has legitimately fixed the defense. But for this week, it looked great. Okay? We finally got stops. We still don't have a pass rush, and that is a concern. But for the most part, this was an all-out ass whooping. Which, of course, is going to rile up the fan base. They're starting to talk about Super Bowl. All the shit they're going to say when at the end of the day, we've had these games, man. We do this under Harbaugh. We play down to our competition like the Raiders and Browns. And we play up to our competition like the Bills and the Commanders and yesterday, versus Denver. And that's the most frustrating thing about John Harbaugh's teams, man. It's like last week should have been a 38-10 win. And I don't want to hear division rival. I don't want to hear, they know us. I don't want to hear none of that. Them bitches suck. They suck. All right? You see how bad they looked against the Chargers? Jim Harbaugh went in there with the right game plan, and they whooped their ass. And that makes last week's loss even more embarrassing. Like, how did y'all lose to them when the Chargers held them to 3 points for most of the game? And yet they moved the ball up and down on us with Jameis. And then they made Jameis look like a bum. And that's the most frustrating thing, man. Is that this team, the preparation that this team has, they can never get it right when they're supposed to, man. They can never have a get right game. Like, oh yeah, it's the Browns. We should whoop that ass. They can never do that. There's always got to be a struggle. The Raiders had to be a struggle. Like, bro, what? I don't understand, and I'll never understand why John Harbaugh teams are like that. It's almost like he's telling the team, oh, don't worry about those games. We only need to worry about the big games that matter. And that is not okay. But getting back to yesterday, offensive line looked good. Derrick Henry looked good. Lamar looked good. Receivers looked good. Zay Flowers looked good. Really not a lot of complaints. It was really just a team effort. Moving the ball at will against that defense was impressive. That was impressive. And that's what I'm saying. Deontay Johnson was not needed because this offense can move the ball on anybody with the personnel they already had. We didn't need him. Like, you're in need of help defensively. Why are you on the phone shopping for a wide receiver? Why are you on the phone with Carolina for him anyway? That's the shit that I really didn't understand. It's like, if people are like, oh, well, he was basically a free receiver. Okay, cool, but why? I just don't get it. But he's here now. So we roll with it. But brings me back to my point. So Go get some help defensively. Whether it got to be a pass rusher, which is desperately needed, or it got to be a corner or a safety. Marcus Williams, you got mossed by Bo Nix, a quarterback. He mossed you. You should be embarrassed. He was benched last week. He comes back and he plays well. Secondary for the most part was banged up, but they played well. Brandon Stevens is just they just continue to pick on him, man. He is the weak link. And Brandon Stevens was not the weak link last year under Mike McDonald. He was very successful, had his best season. And that is because of Mike McDonald's scheme. You play in zone. It's way too much man with Zach Orr. Yesterday, he switched it up a little bit. You can start to see some of the parts, getting in rhythm and in unison, but they're still taking way too long to get the plays in. And people calling me a pessimist. Look, man, I'm only calling it how I see it. Maybe you're just an optimist, too much of an optimist, which is half the fan base. This is half the problem with this fan base, is this team and this coach. This team lets you down because of the coach. And yet, year in and year out, this is our year. That's what you said last year. And the year before, and the year before. When are you going to realize that I'm going to stand by this statement that I'm going to say right now? Because I said it before, and I'm going to say it again. This team will never win a Super Bowl under John Harbaugh. Not another one. You know why? Because the leadership is not there that he needs to win a Super Bowl, because he is not a leader. No Ray Lewis, no Ed Reed, no Terrell Suggs, no Haloti Ngata, no Joe Flacco, no Bolden. No, it was just a veteran team, man. But he made sure all of them guys got up out of town, because Harbaugh don't like alphas. We could use a pass rusher. Zadarius Smith is on the market. He don't want to come back to Baltimore. He don't want to come back because of Harbaugh. So, yes, we looked good, just like the Bills game, and the Commanders. I think the Bills game up to this point was, because Commanders was kind of a shootout still, like we had with Cincinnati and we had with Tampa Bay. But the Bills game, for the most part, was our best game up to this point. This was probably our best game and complete game this team has played. And in both games, Derrick Henry got rolling. Now, do you see? Derrick Henry had 20-plus carries. And this is what I've been saying all year. Do you see what happens when you give Derrick Henry 20 carries or more? It happened in the Buffalo game, okay? The Dallas game, this game. Good things happen when he carries the rock 20-plus times. Last week, 11 rushes and we lose. Like, it doesn't take a genius to understand it. And I don't want to hear that they stacked the box and they knew the run was coming. Okay? So what? They know the run is coming. Can they stop it? So stop being afraid because they stacked the box. You have Derrick Henry back there, okay? Yesterday, the offense looked exactly like I wanted it to look all season. I'm like, thank you, Todd. Thank you, Todd, for finally giving this man the rock 20 times. He should be carrying it no less than like 4 to 5 times a quarter, if not more. So, 6-3 on the Thursday night on a short week, man. We at home, back-to-backs. Let's handle business. We breaking out them ugly-ass uniforms Thursday night. Yeah. It's not even so much the uniform as it is the helmet. So we'll see what Thursday night holds. I have a feeling the Bengals are going to come to play. But if we take care of business like we're supposed to, it should be another dub. But it was supposed to be another dub against the Brownies too. But for some reason, as I said earlier, this team gets up for Thursday night games. This team gets up for primetime games. It's the weirdest fucking shit under Harbaugh, and they just lay the fuck down for, the losing teams on Sunday afternoon. It's just like, where was this effort last week? I understand it's a week-to-week league. I understand, strategies and what coaches do and how they game plan, and it being a division rival and all that. I understand all of that, but it shouldn't matter. So we gotta come right on Thursday night. Yesterday was a great win. Look, I don't have a lot of complaints. My point is, we can win games like this all season. We could go 13-4 and run the table, or 14-3, 13-4, and finish with the number 1 seed again. What are you gonna do with it? Lamar could win MVP again. That should be his 3rd one. No rings. What are you gonna do with it? What good is winning the MVP if your team doesn't win a Super Bowl? Okay, you're the most valuable player, but your team didn't win a chip. I don't give a fuck about individual accolades. Is the goal to, when you are in this league as a player, is the goal to win a Super Bowl as a team, or is it to win an MVP? My guy won MVP. Cool. What did I win? I didn't win shit. There's 52 other dudes on the team, man. All that matters is January. This shit is almost a yawn. I've seen this movie before many times. Beating teams like that, blowing teams out. But can you win when it matters? Can you win in January is my question, John. And if you fumble it this year and you fuck this up and we fall apart and implode in the playoffs again and have a meltdown, you have to go. It is Super Bowl or bust for you, sir. And you need to look a little more enthusiastic, because your body language is terrible and I fucking hate you. On to week 10 in Cincinnati, man. I'm out.